Hello, Scorpio. I heard it's your turn for a reading. How are you doing? Hit the like and subscribe, and let's dive into your energy. I'm getting the name Elliot, and I'm getting spa. Elliot, do you need to go to the spa? Do you need a spa treatment? Do you need a day out in the sun? Yeah? Okay, now I'm getting a message saying everyone needs to get out into the sun. And they're not talking about like actually being in the sun, although for some of you it will be good to get some fresh air and just feel the sun on your skin. But it's about walking into the light. It's very specific, really spiritual energy where you're just stepping into the light. Now, there's a choice and decision that you need to make here, right? All 4 decisions you have to make. If you know about Avatar The Last Airbender, then we're going to pin that there, and you're going to understand that the Avatar The Last Airbender, he has to go on a journey to master all of these elements. He is the last airbender there is. And therefore you have a responsibility, my friend Scorpio, to master your coin, to master your love life, to master your health, and to master your creativity and imagination. But you've been trapped in fear for a long time because you know in order to master all of these things, you are going to have to go on a deep self-discovery journey. In the past, you've received a reward, an accolade, some funding, some money, a promotion, something incredible you've done. And you're hoping that you can do it all over again. But you know that in order to do this, you're going to have to make the same sacrifices you made last time. And that's overwhelming. You are really, really happy with what you've achieved in the past, but it's the fear of having to do it again and knowing what it actually took you to get there. And now you have a firm foundation, so it's like, am I going to risk it all? This is, do you know what, this is the quote I'm getting in my head, and the thought I'm getting in my head is, I've just had a massive breakthrough in my career, in my life, and it's taken me 7 years to really establish ideologies and philosophies that I've been working on, and that can also account for the spiritual journey. I've been on a spiritual journey for 7 years, and each year I've been working on one of my chakras, from the root all the way to the crown chakra, and I've just mastered my crown chakra finally after 7 years. It's going to take consistent work. We don't stop healing. We don't stop doing the inner work. We don't stop trauma and pain body. That shit just exists. The inner child is not going anywhere. We need to nurture it. But I was having a conversation with God the other day, and I said, I don't know if I want to keep going. I don't know if I want to keep ascending. Like, can I take a break from this spiritual journey? Can I take a break from ascension? Because over the last 7 years I've been on a spiritual journey. I've cried. I've been broken. I'm in and out of dark night of the soul. I'm constantly losing family members and friends to the mission. Right? Can't carry them with me anymore. Their vibration's not high enough. They keep wearing me down, keep taking my energy, not in a negative way, no judgment to the collective and to my family and friends, but I understand what energy is and isn't aligned. So whatever it is for you, you know what you've lost on the journey already. You know what you've sacrificed already, and you're like, fuck me. Am I really going to do this again? Go on this long-ass journey again with the same battles, struggles and strifes? Is that what the future holds for me? Really, hermatologist? So we're going to look at that, because I need those answers too, Scorpio. I need those answers too. So the main question here is, are we going to do this all over again? Are we ready to do this all over again? And is it going to be as painstakingly difficult as it was the last time round? And is the outcome worth all this effort and struggle that we went through in the first place? That's the most important question for me. And wow, the first card coming out is power. This is your life. The power is in you doing this, you know. And this is going to change your finances forever, whatever it is. You've got to move on from the fear. The only reason that it's been so hard for you, me included here, the reason it's been so difficult for us is because every step along the way, we've been in fear vibration. We've been scared to do this. We've been worried about if we're good enough. We've potentially had imposter syndrome. We've been fighting with our inner child. We've been fighting with our family members and friends. The device saying this time round, you're not doing it alone, you know. This time round, you've got a firm foundation to build on. Yeah, the first level of this race, the first level of this game was the most difficult because you never played it before. But now you know the keys. You know what buttons to press. You know the key codes. You know the metrics. Your algorithm's locked in now. If this is for a social media influencer who's putting out content, worrying, can I keep going like this? I suddenly got traction and I've made it to a nice milestone, but can I keep doing it? They're like, you best not fucking stop. Oh my Gideon. And there's some strength in communication here. This could be a relationship. I did say you're mastering all the elements, didn't I? So here I've got money coming out. I've got a lot of relationship cards coming out. I've got an ex I'm looking at. I'm looking at your ex here. I'm looking at your ex, wondering whether or not you're going to get back together with him. They want to know. Yeah? I think you're there's a lot going on. Let me slow it down and tell you, because some of you, I told you this is different elements, yeah? So some of you, this is love, money, career, but I'm talking to someone real quickly right now in a loving relationship, and I think you're going to go back with their ex, and you're like, I don't know if I can handle it. You're going to move back in with them, you're going to settle down, potentially even have kids with them, but you weren't sure. Some of you, you're going to go back to a business partnership, back to a job that you had before, back to an alliance, building your business. You're accepting that you really do want this. But you know what, yeah? In the past, there were so many motherfuckers around you with the evil eye, making judgments of you, jealousy, hatred. Like, when you're on the come up, I would say, I'm on the come up, what? Like, I do that as, like, taking the piss, yeah? But I genuinely do mean I am ascending and I am evolving and I'm incredibly excited about it. And when you sing that from the rooftops, people are not going to like it. Suddenly you've come from nothing to something. They ain't going to like it. They could be your best friends, your mum, your father, your brother, your sister. They're not going to like your come up. If they haven't come up with you and you've now come up and you're in a much better situation after they've seen you down and out, broke and struggling, no, they're not going to like it. How dare you ascend on your own? You should get what I mean. Even in your relationship. Now, I'm going to be honest. I do look at a relationship here, right? And I do see how much you've ascended in your relationship versus your partner. They're still in the same position that they've always been in, yet you've ascended massively. Now, if they can't meet you in an equal vibration, or if you're going to judge them for not being able to ascend at the rate in which you do, then it won't work. But I do see that it will work, but you've got to be accepting and understanding that they are going to be who they are. And there are going to be limitations on the relationship in regards to, you're not going to want to go out and do certain stuff with them that you would do with the girls or the guys, because you just don't merge in that way, right? I'm the kind of person, I want a relationship that's really immersive and the person is really aligned to me, and we're like two peas in a pod. That's my ideology of the relationship I want. I want to be able to have my life partner who is so aligned to me, and we do the same shit, and we're down for the same kind of fuckery, and we're playing around, ramping, having a laugh and a joke, and I don't need to go out and see the girls or see the guys or meet up with this person or that person or go anywhere externally to have all of my needs fulfilled. Because if one person can meet me elementally across the board, then that's the kind of shit I do want, and that's the kind of relationship I would like to bring children into and build a network within and build a strong, solid career and foundation within. But that's not the case for absolutely everyone. That's a rare kind of situation, and not even what everyone would want. I feel like potentially not even what you care for, because some people are really happy for the husband or wife to do what they're doing, and then you come together in the periods of times that you do, then you go off and do your own things again, right? And then you go out with your group, they go out with their group, and then you mix in the ways in which you do, which is also lovely. There is no right or wrong way to be in a relationship and to have love in your life. But it's important for you to know what your, what's that word that just came to me and I lost it? Non-negotiables are. What are your non-negotiables in love, in finance, in relationships? So that way you and your partner need to sit down and have a conversation about the non-negotiables, meaning what you will and will not stand for in the relationship, what isn't okay. This could be about how the other person dresses, how you go out, how you speak, how you bring other family and friends into the network. Because if you've got someone who's really, really overly flirtatious, for example, touching and stroking up on your friends and colleagues, then it kind of makes it a little bit uncomfortable for you, and you just want to make sure that things are balanced out in the right way, and like whatever, it's different for all of you, and I don't want to hone in too much, but it's like if your girlfriend's going out and getting pissed all the time, coming home staggering drunk, there's photos of her on social media with all these other men, that's a non-negotiable for you, right? You don't want that. But the same if you're going out, hitting the strip club, really over the top examples, but do you get what I mean? She may say, no, I don't want you at the strip club until 5 a.m. getting turned, coming home smelling like a dirty vagina. You know, there's lines and there's boundaries, and it's important to know where you stand. And that's across the board, because this is about all areas of your life. So it's about making sure that you really be clear about what you want in your life and what you will not tolerate, and then feeding that into the ecosystem of your life. So everyone else around you, personal, business, and romantic, all know that. and that your life truly will then reflect that for you, because you're owning it and you're speaking on it. Yeah, a lot of throat chakra work for you over the next month, I would say. Focus on listening to a lot of throat chakra meditation. Go over to the Her Members Only YouTube, which is linked at the top, and check out all the playlists that are there, which clearly outline all the different chakras, and start listening to the throat chakra meditation if you're going for a run, if you're going for a walk, if you're just chilling around the house, putting it on in the background. If you like subliminals when you go to sleep, then play that in the background as well. If you're going to meditate, play that for meditation. A lot of throat chakra work needed for you. There's a lot you need to clear up, because you've got beautiful ideas, you've got a beautiful vision, but you're sitting on it and you're not speaking up. And the reason this relationship didn't work in the past is because you weren't being clear in your communication style, and it was getting into the points where you were holding everything in for a really long time. Then it was bursting out of you and coming out in not the best ways, and you weren't clear about what you meant. So when you were saying, I don't want you to go out there, I don't want you to do that, I don't want you to dress that way, I don't like the way that you're leaning on my friends or my colleagues, I don't like the way that you're like flirtatious and intimate with that other person, then you got to be clear about that in your communication style, so that doesn't accidentally get misconstrued, and then you end up calling him or her a hoe or a whore out of frustration because you just couldn't believe what you saw. Yeah. Also, you've got to get away from other people's perceptions of your partner as well, because I represent the demi-hoe community, right? Hoes and ideologies of what it means to be a hoe is so misconstrued and stupid. So if you've got a bunch of, I feel like I'm connected with the masculine, you've got a bunch of guy friends and they're all like, oh my gosh, look at your woman, like she looks like this, or they're just making stupid boy jokes, right? That are kind of demeaning of her. Don't then go home and fucking piss all over her and ruin her evening because your friends are the douchebags. Put your foot down and say, don't talk about my woman like that. Don't talk about my girlfriend like that. Don't be a hater. She's fucking sexy. Where's your bitch? Oh, she's crusty and broken. Oh, you haven't got one. All right, then stop talking about mine. Yeah? Value who you bring into your life and respect them, and make sure other people respect them as well. And obviously, if you can't respect them for what they're doing and how they're behaving, then you shouldn't be with them, and you need to get that respect to where it needs to be, so that way you can truly be aligned and truly love each other, accepting who they are. I want to speak so much about body image, and I've got some content coming out about freeing the boobs. Women have every right to show their chest and cleavage. I can scream it all day. I've got giant knockers, and I feel like it's really offensive when I feel like I have to pin them down and hide them from the rest of the world just so men don't glare at me in the wrong way. Years and years as a feminine, being really insecure about being too sexy, because I grew up in a home where any woman that was too sexy was immediately called a slag or a slapper. So, oh my God, I best wear a fucking polo neck around town just to make sure no one calls me a fucking slag or a slapper. Even though I am none of those things, I'm a sexy divine goddess who deserves to accentuate and walk around looking fabulous and voluptuous in any way which I choose, you know? So forget the stereotypes and stop listening to silly friends who've got no fucking brain cells of their own, no love and ascension of their own, potentially no fucking finance of their own, to dictate to you your finances and your love life and your career. Yeah? Come on, Scorpio, take control.